Welcome to Mythic Lore. Let's get started. When they began to sing, the sea itself stopped breathing. Waves froze mid-crest. Wind stilled. Even the gulls above hung suspended in the air, caught between flight and silence. And then, out from the cliffs, the voices rose. Sweet, soft, and utterly wrong. The sound shimmered like sunlight through honey, weaving through the mist, wrapping itself around the hearts of sailors. Men leaned over the decks, eyes glazed, smiling as if they'd seen paradise itself. They never saw the rocks beneath. This is the story of the Sirens, the singers of death, the musicians of the deep, the ones whose beauty could break your mind. Long before they became the ocean's deadliest chorus, the Sirens were not monsters. They were handmaidens of Persephone, daughter of Demeter, radiant, gentle, and musical. They sang in meadows, not on cliffs, their voices a gift from the gods. But when Hades abducted Persephone into the underworld, the Sirens failed to stop him. Stricken with grief and guilt, they begged the gods to give them wings so they could search the earth and sea for her. The gods granted their wish and their curse. They became part bird, part woman, beautiful but uncanny, human faces framed by feathers and claws. When they failed to find Persephone, they settled on a lonely island where grief twisted their music into something darker. Their song became both promise and punishment. It spoke of joy, love, peace, all the things mortals craved but could never have. And when sailors heard it, they couldn't help but listen. The Sirens sang, and ships shattered against the rocks. For centuries, the Sirens haunted the waters between Italy and Greece, on a rocky island the ancients called Anthemoessa, the flowery place. A beautiful name for a graveyard. Their music wasn't just sound, it was magic. To hear it was to lose yourself completely. It wasn't a hypnotic trance, it was worse. The Sirens sang to the soul, showing each sailor what he most longed for. Lost loves, family, home, fame, redemption. Imagine being at sea for months, hungry, homesick, and then hearing a voice that sounds like your mother calling you home. That's what it felt like. And one by one, men leapt overboard. The Sirens didn't even need to attack. The sailors came willingly, smashing their ships on the sharp black rocks beneath the cliffs. The Sirens' island was littered with wrecks, skeletons, and broken oars, the remains of those who followed beauty into death. And they sang on, until one day, someone didn't die. Enter Odysseus, king of Ithaca, lover of trouble, and a man with the worst travel luck in history. After angering every god on the planet, he found himself sailing home from the Trojan War. On the way, he passed the island of the Sirens. But Odysseus was clever and a little too proud. He'd heard of their song, and instead of avoiding it, he wanted to hear it and live to tell the tale. Because apparently, don't go near the deadly singing monsters wasn't clear enough advice. The witch Circe, who happened to like him, and possibly hex him, warned him, "Plug your sailors' ears with beeswax, and if you must listen, have them tie you to the mast. Don't struggle, no matter what you hear." So that's exactly what he did. His crew stuffed their ears with wax, rowed hard, and tied their captain tightly to the ship's mast. And as they drew near, the Sirens began to sing. They sang of home, of Ithaca, of his wife Penelope waiting by the fire, of peace after war, rest after years of wandering. Odysseus's heart cracked open. He screamed, begged, cursed, demanded to be released. He strained so hard that the ropes dug into his skin. But his men couldn't hear a word. The ship glided past, and the song faded. When it was over, Odysseus slumped in exhaustion. He had survived what no man before him could. And behind him, on the cliffs, the Sirens fell silent. There's a lesser-known part of the myth, what happened to the Sirens afterward. Because in their pride, they had sworn an oath. If ever a mortal heard their song and lived, they would perish. And so, When Odysseus's ship vanished into the horizon, the sirens looked at one another. For the first time, they felt something colder than the sea breeze. Defeat. One by one, they leapt into the waves. Some say they drowned, others say they transformed into rocks themselves, forever guarding the waters they once ruled. But the sea never forgot their voices. Sailors claim to hear faint singing in the distance, echoes of the sirens' final song carried on the wind. The Greeks were rarely literal with their monsters. The sirens weren't just scary bird women, they were symbols. They represented temptation, desire, and the dangerous pull of illusion. That sweet voice that tells you to steer just a little closer to the edge. Their song wasn't evil for the sake of evil. It revealed the truth of human weakness. We are drawn to what destroys us. And that's why the story still matters. Every age has its sirens, the things that promise happiness but hide ruin beneath the surface. The difference is, we don't hear them in song anymore. We see them on screens, in fame, in power, in things that glitter but don't last. The sirens remind us that beauty and danger often wear the same face. If you've walked this far into the shadows of legend, leave your mark. Like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which myth should we awaken next?